Good morning, everybody. Big Papa Timo here. That's right, No Man's Sky. Space coffee. Gotta love it. Want to say hello to everybody. Let me go ahead and see who we got in here. We've got Rainbow of all people. How you doing, Nikki? We got Ninja. We've got Twiggy. We've got Mary Lizzie in the house. How is everybody doing? Holy crap. I am 75% female right now in here. That is amazing. That doesn't happen very often. Big Papa Timo brings all the girls to the yard. Alrighty. We got some dude just standing in front of us in the Nexus. Alright, so it is going to be a day of living ships. Apparently people have been giving me crap while I was just standing here. I think people are duplicating. It happens. That's right, Big Papa Timo lives and breathes by Space Coffee. Amen. Amen. Get yourself some space coffee. Alright, so we have the haunted Asliberat. I think that's how you pronounce that. This is living ship number 3 for Big Papa Timo. I've been a little busy. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually shift all of this stuff over into my regular inventory. And we are going to go outside. Pimpin', how you doing, buddy? Welcome to it. I apologize. Apparently the thumbnail did not reset, so when I spammed everybody's Discords, it looks like we're doing a mid-lunch crisis. That's not. Hey, we got Leon in the house. How you doing, buddy? Got morning in by 2 minutes. You know I did. But then again, some of our people are actually out in the Midwest, so we have to appeal to their sensibilities as well. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get on the Yokohama here. And we need to do a little bit of quick shift. We need to grab some things. Need to get rid of some things. And then we need to start doing some jumping. We're going to be doing a lot of pulse engine jumps today, guys. Sound okay? Voice good? Living ships are in fact a new thing, Leon. I will show off the living ships in just one moment. First I gotta jump in Thumper here. Alright, so Thumper's got a whole bunch of crap in their inventory. Basically, every time I step foot on the Nexus, people keep giving me some of the weirdest crap because they're duplicating stuff. And I get it, it's no big deal. But I really don't need half the stuff they're giving me. Alright, so here is living ship number 2, the SOG Lego SN9. This one does not have what I was looking for, but now this is a base ship right here, so no alterations have been made. This is exactly how it came, just so you guys know. And what was really interesting about this particular one is it had a damage potential of 304.9. That is the highest damage potential I've seen on everything, so I'm keeping this one as my fighter. Shield strength of 180.3 is pretty standard across the board. I've never seen any variations on that. Hyperdrive of 152.7 sucks. That straight up sucks. But a maneuverability of 231.8, that's pretty spiffy. Now, this particular ship, like I said, that's all base stats. I have made no upgrades to that at all. Now the big question is, there it is. There's the other one. Okay, so this is the Doomed Yonkita. Now unfortunately the Infected Scutch, the first one that I got, is gone. After comparing stats for a little bit. Graha, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to it. Got 9 people watching, 6 thumbs up, so you guys are amazing. Love you all. But this is what I was looking for right here. I have been gifted by a friend some additional void eggs with which to do this. So I'm going to take 5 eggs out of here. Now you also see here I have an S-Class grafted eye node, And this particular one, I've already done some upgrades, so the stats here now, even with some upgrades, the 277.3 is the damage potential, 180.3 across the board, again for shield strength. The jump range of 572.6 is upgraded, and then the maneuverability of 276.8 also upgraded. So the stats do go up once you start doing things. Now, the hyperdrive, I only have C class, so I'm looking for some S class. I want to get that up towards the Explorer range. But the base stats on this particular one, the Doom Yankita originally had 268.7 for damage potential, 164.2 on hyperdrive, and 211.2 for maneuverability. It wasn't too bad. It's kind of a neat looking white with a little bit of a grayish green to it. That's pretty spiffy. But now I've got 5 void eggs, and that's exactly what I wanted. We're going to get back into this ship, though. Year 3 are 265 to 275. Right on. Yeah, that 300 plus, the 301.2 was pretty surprising. And then, ironically, once I took possession of the ship, the bigger one over there on the side, went from a 199.2 maneuverability to the 216 or whatever it is now. So your stats do in fact change when you get in, but the hyperdrive range on this particular one, the 164.7, that is the best base hyperdrive that I've seen so far. And I think the other one that I've seen that was relatively high was Patrice Marie got one that was 164.3. So I actually want to keep this ship, which means I have to figure out which of the other two I'm going to get rid of. And I'm starting to run into this problem where I'm not sure which stats are the ones that I want. Now, this one right now has the high hyperdrive, but it didn't have the best base. It was pretty decent at 164.2. And had a pretty good base damage of 268, so I'm kind of at a loss here. Which of these two I should get rid of? Beeble Bum, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to it, welcome to it. Just to name it, Heartthrob. What was special about Hoybits? Alright, so what I'm actually going to have to do here, I need to get rid of all of this stuff. And I hate to say it, this is probably the one that's going to go. Because I'm looking at the base stats again, and while it had a decent hyperdrive comparatively, the rest of the stats were actually kind of horky. So I'm going to get out of this one real quick. I'm going to go over to Thumper, drop off some inventory in Thumper. Now I don't want to be carrying all 10 of the eggs around with me because that would tempt me to get to 10 ships in a row. And that's not really what we're looking for. So we're going to be traveling around in the Doomed Yankita. And it's going to be kind of hard to actually just look at the stats because this one is adjusted. So what I'm actually going to do on this, I know this is kind of like blasphemy right off the bat, I'm going to get rid of all of the upgrades so I can go back down to the base stats. Oh, this hurts just to do this. How's it going, Neo? Welcome to it, buddy. Thanks for the space coffee. Everybody's been dropping the good old space coffee. It was red in the bottom and the front, looked like a heart. Right on, right on. Alright, so now we're back down to base stats on this one, and as you can see, the 268.7 for the damage potential, 164.2, and 211.2. Actually not bad numbers, and of course now I've got Oops. Not worried about the threat. What I was worried about was the fact that I've got stuff in my inventory I don't want. Yeah, we got 12 people watching already, 8 thumbs ups. Thank you guys. Much appreciated. Alright, so we need to get rid of all of this stuff. And those are what, if you guys remember, I started carrying around a lot of oddball materials. And what the rumors were actually was, I was carrying around the oddball materials. Whoops, forgot to grab the stuff out of the ship. Rookie mistakes here, guys. Rookie mistakes. The materials that everybody was telling me we were going to need are actually the things that these break down into. It wasn't necessary for actually building anything, but the parts, the runaway mold, the walker brain, the viscous fluids, all that other fun stuff, that was all stuff that they break down into. So it's a little miscommunication on my part and their parts, and that's why, again, don't always listen to rumors. You might not need to actually carry these things as we move forward. You know, not everybody knew what was going on with a lot of these things. And it's all new content though. So cool. Alright, so what I am carrying in my exosuit is microprocessors and metal plating. And I'm carrying those for the traders, the guys you run into. And then my regular stuff that I carry, gold and silver, pugnium, mordite, oxygen, all those things that you need to actually fuel your ship. Now there's a couple cool things about the living ships that I really, really like. While you are pulsing, you can refuel everything, no problems. You can also go right into any of these menus at any time, and you can actually jump from a pulse. So you can warp away anytime you're using your pulse engines. It's pretty cool. Alright, we are not worried about the little criminal guy. We're going to do our first pulse jump. Now, why we are pulsing is because we have a void egg and we need to attract another living ship. Alright, so Graha says, for faster void egg upgrades, visit systems with no aliens. This removes the chance of trade pulse interactions, more eggs to shoot. I hate to say it, that's not exactly correct, because I have run into traders in systems with no people. It is less likely, you are correct, but the traders do show up anywhere. Alright, hatch a void egg. How's it going, Harley? Deavante, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to it. Alright, let's go ahead and find our next location. Locate the fallen host. Now, this is what happens when you get a new one. Oh, you know what I forgot to do, guys? I forgot to set a save. So, making mistakes right off the bat. So what we're going to do here is we are going to craft 2 more metal plating. Ooh, an isotopic planet with aggressive sentinels. Now, the other thing is, now that I've been doing a lot of jumping, I spent several hours last night doing nothing but pulse jumping. I did it for a while on my Facebook stream, and then I did a whole bunch of it just offline. Or at least not streaming, I should say. I was online because I had multiplayer on. I found all sorts of things. I found a huge floating monolith in space of the firstborn, or the first spawn. I found a whole bunch of transceivers. I found some Atlas interfaces that don't have stations around them, all sorts of different things. But the thing that I found the most of, and I found it most frustrating, was I found hundreds of derelict freighters that there is no form of interaction with just yet. You can shoot them and nothing happens. You can fly right up to them, you don't get anything. So the freighters, I would assume, are going to be part of the larger update coming soon. So we'll see what's going on with that. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come in for a nice gentle landing. Into a relic gate? You mean one of the stargates that's floating in space? Yes, I went 1.3 million light years across the galaxy, jumping through one of the gates. Alright, so we've got an extreme sentinel planet. I'm going to put my save beacon here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this ship. We are replicated. This is new behavior, reproduction possible, greater synthesis possible. Confirm it, traveler. Confirm synthesis for 10,000 nanites. And every time you do one of these guys, it's 10,000 nanites. That's why I'm doing the saves. So that I can get, if I don't pick one of these ships, I can just back up to the save point. Because, as you see now, I'm down to 18,500 nanites, and I had 100,000 yesterday. But we have a damage potential of 288. Not too shabs, but not as good as we had. Shield strength, of course, is 180.3, 158.3 on that, and then the maneuverability of 211. So this one is no better than what we've got, except for the damage potential. But I have a damage potential ship of over 300, so not really worried about that. I'm not gonna swap these ships. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to leave that one be. We'll go find another one real quick. The best, easiest way to get more nanites, that is kind of a hotly contested and debated subject right there. My personal favorite way to get more nanites is scrapping ships. I have found that if you are scrapping S-class ships in particular and then selling the modules, you get nanites real fast. You can of course do missions as well. The missions will give you a decent amount of nanites. So what I tend to do is I tend to go to all of the mission guys in station, pick up any ones that have nanites that are for feed creatures, take pictures, kill creatures, and then you just do them as they come about. Now I actually want to jump to a different system because I want to see if we can find a different body style ship, but unfortunately we don't have a very long jump range. So you can go here to the filter, and as Graha was saying, go to the systems, go to the white stars when there's the life form is up, because this has no life form, and just jump there. Rollin, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to it. Now the seeds in the system tend to be pretty similar. You will get multiple body styles of ships, but they tend to be along the same lines of similar body styles. Ballista Cola in the house, how you doing? Baking bread, but it's boring. Yeah, watching bread bake is not the most exciting thing in the world. Scrap ANS and buy all platinum and pugnium you can find and refine. Yep, another good way of doing it. There are so many ways to get nanites. It's not even funny. Incoming message, unknown frequency, got another ship. Yes, let's hatch the void egg. Set of coordinates are beamed to my navigation computer. Now the target is outside of this system. I have found that there are more fallen hosts in occupied systems. So while you may find a living ship to talk to, and you may find more things floating in space, you'll find more ships actually in systems with people. space coffee across the universe. And I apologize for the ad hoc streaming today, guys. I just figured, you know, nobody else was on. Might as well jump on and share my findings with others. Alright, we have a max-size Venator class ship here. Now I have to admit that the living ships actually hit fairly well. They do a decent amount of damage right off the bat. If you can hit your target, that is. They absorb a decent amount of damage as well. Too close to the freighter. Much as I wanted to shoot it, I know better. Alright, now since I'm already backing out here, I want to take a look at what this particular one looks like. I'm not a huge fan of the Venator class, but this one is black and blue. That's what I thought. Ooh. Nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats real quick. The bodies do in fact vary greatly. Well, that is correct, Graha. I am also anxiously awaiting that. That is currently in experimental, is it not? Alright, so this is a 26-6C class. We'll take a look at the actual true colors real quick. Alright, let's take an inspection. That is a neat looking Venator, actually. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the Venators. I'm more of the Sentinel style. But that's pretty nifty. In case anybody's wondering what the space coordinates are, there they are on the lower left hand side. Now let's go find this host. Also, freighter distress call now happen when you are already in a system. Experience 2 of those. That was actually that was a Beyond upgrade. Or a synthesis. I'm not sure which one. If you were pulsing around, you would have the lesser distress calls would happen. Pretty much any time within system you could run across a distressed freighter if you were pulsing around. The capital ships, I'm not sure if they only started doing that recently. I have had capital engagements where I've left a space station and the capital freighter was there. So they've made a lot of little changes. Rollin 106 says it seems to me that encountering freighter battles happens more often than it did before the update. Doesn't seem that way to anyone else. If you're talking about the capital freighters, no, the timing is exactly the same. 3 hours of gameplay and 5 jumps. Now, of course, I love how we have issues like this where you can't land. Let's try and come in on a... There we go. Alright, so that one looks pretty similar to the other one. Alright, let's see what the doomed Esoshka has to say about itself. Alright, so 255 damage potential, 154 hyperdrive, and 211. Yeah, that's a no bueno. That's a no bueno. So we need to reload our manual save. Get back all of our nanites. Sorry for the loading screen, guys. Does take a moment. Hey, we got 16 people watching, 10 thumbs ups. How is everyone doing? That who's in here that hasn't said anything in chat? Apologies on the phone call. Didn't realize that I didn't turn off the volume. Let me solve that problem right now. Long loading screen. Hey Harley, how you doing, hon? Welcome to it. How are things in other parts of the country? How's the Midwest doing? How's the West doing? We have we've got Harley up in the Northwest. We have Twiggy in the Southwest. Where's everybody else from? We got Neo up in the Great White North. Alright, so here's one thing that we have to do. We've got 28,000, and I hate to do this, but I've got to get rid of this one. So we are going to reject this being... Basically, that just wastes an egg. But we actually got the egg back. Check that out. So that's cool. That's good to know. So if you reject the being... That was something I hadn't tried yet. If you reject the being, you get your egg back. Awesome. Alright, so while we're here, we're going to grab the damaged machinery. And we're also going to grab the buried tech module real quick. And what I want to do is I've been flying around this particular section of space for the last couple hours. I know you guys have only been here with me for 36 minutes, but I've done a decent bit of exploration in this immediate vicinity. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pulse to the space station. If we do get another living ship on the way, we're going to ignore it. And I'm going to jump through the teleporter to a different section of space. Which actually would probably be a good idea to take a quick look where we are if I push the right buttons. See where we are in relation to any of my other jumps. So if I go to any of my bases, I don't have anything nearby here. And the reason I want to do that is I want to look for different body styles of these guys. Living in Malta now, no kidding. Alright, so we've actually got to ignore this guy. Let's run away. Run away! I didn't realize you were in Malta. That's pretty cool. I think you're the only person I know that's ever been to Malta. Oh, we got an egg. We'll take that. Scream suppressor node B class. If you like the front color, just jump back into space and pulse or jump to another system. There you go. Ooh, I was not paying attention. Yes, Malta as in the island. The island of Malta. So I'm really not a huge fan of islands in particular. I don't like being surrounded by water too much. That's just me. Childhood fear of sharks. Growing up when Jaws came out was probably not the best thing in the world for me. But what I always want to do, I want to go to Christmas Island. I know that's not Malta, but Christmas Island has always fascinated me, especially with the crabs and the annual migrations. All right, so let's go to let's go to the Big Poppa Temosphere. I didn't name this. I didn't discover this. This is all Galaxy Void's fault. But we'll start there. I think it's as good a place and as ironic a place as any. There is a Malta in the U.S. someplace. That doesn't surprise me. We have all sorts of goofy names for places here. And if somebody's named someplace else something, we tend to name that as well. We like to steal names here in the United States. See guys, discovered by not Galaxy Void. As in, it's not my fault. I didn't do it, I swear. Alright, let's jump in the Doomed Yakita. We're going to go down to a planetary surface. Set our save beacon. And now we've got a new place to start our searching from. Right on, Beeblebum. Went to Malta and found love. We got Noth Ghost in the house. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to it. Yes, he's definitely been leaving his toys all over the galaxy for everybody to find. Alright, let's go ahead and we will pick up our... Or we're going to leave the safe beacon here just for gits and shiggles. We'll be back. I know we'll be back. Oh, that's Pulse. Didn't do it. A likely story. You know me. Would Big Poppa Timo ever tell a lie? Now, I hate to say it, guys. There's actually multiple people in this stream watching that know me in real life, know me personally. So I gotta be careful what I say. They might call me out on some bullshit. Alright, so when you're jumping around and nothing comes, I like to change directions. I also like to randomly jump out of pulse, because I've noticed sometimes that when you drop out of pulse, you'll run into an encounter that way. Lived for 6 years in Norway before. Wow, you've been all over the place. Leon, I've actually never left Euclid. I've never gone to Eisentam or anything else like that. I'm pretty sure I have the ability to go to Eisentam now. Where was I? Oh no, I have to go back through and finish up some of the Atlas stuff to get back to that. That is a future project. Leon wouldn't call me out. Yeah, he would. Leon'd be the first one to call me out, too. Speaking of Leon, guys, gotta drop a big old thanks to him. Thanks, big guy. Appreciate it. Laptop is causing me all sorts of mental frustrations, but it works most of the time. We've been changing a lot of different settings. I have it sitting on a cooling pad now, a fan cooling pad, and that's actually seemed to take in most of the overheat issues or the shutdown issues, but we still get some random ones. I have not taken the back cover off yet to drill some holes in it. But Leon is the benefactor of this lovely laptop I use. Ballisticola used to live at number 6 on his street. Now he moved to number 13. Moving is hard. Wow. I did like Frozen. I'll admit that. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, Leon, I believe you on drilling the back plate. Don't get me wrong. We're just, Colin and I are exhausting all other options before I mar this beautiful laptop. Alright, so here we go. Got another one. Hatched the void egg. And again, got to go to a different system with a life form. This one's by Keen. Leon, the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to take the laptop apart and redo the thermal paste, reseat all the hardware and everything else like that. It's actually operating like it's having a memory fault. Oh, I totally forgot that I had a... Yes, Devante, I in fact own a Dremel. I own 3 Dremels, actually. I also have a whole bunch of power tools, a whole bunch of hand tools. Tools is something I got. Aside from being a master leather crafter, I'm also a retired elevator mechanic. So I got all sorts of tools. Alright, so this is black and blue. Ooh. Oop, don't want to shoot this one. Little close to the freighter. Now, early on, these living ships kind of all handle like, haulers. Ooh, maybe this is green and blue. Ouch. Hello. What are you doing? Catch up on chat in 1 sec, guys. Hostile ships defeated. Awesome. Now let's get ourselves oriented correctly. Let's take a look at this ship. Hard to tell what true color it is with a green star. Was an uplifting job. Wow, yeah, I haven't heard any of these jokes before. Remibos Brimkle. I'm trying to tell you to go with my hands. How you doing? Welcome to it. I am good with my hands. All right, this is another C-26-6. That's the same stats as the last one. Now, the ironic thing was, I had always decided not to get rid of the Yokohama because she is an S-class Sentinel freighter that I really like, and then I realized that she's actually got horrible stats. So the Yokohama may get replaced if I find the correct A or S class. Of course, I'll just rename that ship the Yokohama. This would have been a nice one. That's pretty. Black and blue. I like that. I like that a lot. So, just in case anybody's curious, there are the coordinates. Hey Neo, do me a favor. Stop spamming all the commands for a few minutes, because I'm having trouble keeping up with chat because you've got so many things going through there. I appreciate all the help with advertising and everything, but I was trying to read that. Alright, bear with me guys, I gotta scroll up now. It's not that I don't believe that you already did that, I just have to do it myself, Leon. Alternate lyrics for Let It Go, was No Man's Sky Base. Ooh, I want to hear that, Ballista. You gotta sing that on stream sometime. Yep, okay, caught up. Let's go find this host real quick, guys. Alright, Neo, now you can continue on with the commands. I'm all caught up. Unsafe trajectory? What are you telling me? I can't drive? Now, when I do the leather working business, guys, I travel around the country a lot. And I go to events pretty much all over the place. And one of the other vendors I travel with a lot. So you get two middle-aged fat white dudes driving around in a pickup truck pulling a bunch of stuff. And we will sing Disney songs while we're going to these different events all the time. And he is a huge fan of Frozen, so he does that. We also do a lot of Moana. But we switch back and forth between who's driving and who's in charge of the radio, or who's in charge of being the DJ. And just to get him really bad one time, I found a cover of Frozen's Let It Go, but it's I'm a Hoe. So if you want a pretty funny variation on that song, YouTube that one. It is not safe for work and definitely PG-13, but I'm a Hoe. Great version of Let It Go. Kind of ruined him for the weekend on that song. So gonna pick on who about this, me or Blackhawk? Alright, so the stream elements, you can actually You can get the chat bot into your stream elements without doing the overlays and the such like that. I'll post links, or actually, people, I'll shoot you links on Discord after the stream on how to do that. It's basically just like any of the, it's like Streamlabs, but instead of doing it on your computer, Stream Elements does it on their own servers, so it's a lot less labor intensive. But then you can set up the chat commands and stuff like that. Oh yeah, well, Blackhawk knows. I mean, shoot, you get him drunk enough and he'll sit there and sing in front of his booth anyways. Damage potential 286, 160 on the hyperdrive, 211.2 on that. It is very pink and relatively small. There you go, North Coast. There's your quote for the day. Alright, so we're going to leave that one behind. Let me make sure I have... Okay, I still have enough for another one. Where's my ship? Where's my ship, dude? Oh, it's right over there. It's actually hard for me to find these living ships because they don't... they don't have the same outline as Dora or Thumper. So they don't stick out so much to me. Oh, I've been known to sing, Neo. Don't worry. I don't sing well. Never once have I chopped up a body. Cremated? Yes. Buried? Quite a few. Chopped one up? Nope. Alright, let's jump over to this one and find another host over here. That stream took a dark turn. It is very pink and relatively small. Big Poppa Team at 2020. I knew that was going in there. In case you guys are wondering, Nothco's favorite pastime is picking up bad quotes and then posting them in people's discords. Alright, here's another living ship. Another egg, yes. Let's hatch that wood egg. Alright, target is outside of the local system, but while we're here, I'm going to pulse. See if we can find a void egg or two while we're here. Although, you know what? That's kind of pointless, because if I reload the autosave or the manual save, they disappear. Alright, this is going to be in a Corvaxian system. One thing you learned about Frozen is there are a lot of people who like the Frozen sisters for the wrong reasons. Yes, very much so. But that's the case with just about every Disney princess. I think it's actually going to get even worse with the live action stuff, with like Beauty and the Beast. We have Mulan coming out. I didn't watch Aladdin, the live action. Just I couldn't bring myself to do it. Lesser known fact about Big Poppa Timo, he used to work for the Disney Corporation. That's a neat looking one. Kind of like the looks of this one. I like the red and, well, it's kind of bluish black. Now here's my other conundrum, shall we say. If I find one that actually has really good stats, 293, 164.6, that's actually not, those are not bad stats. Alright, so you know what these actually really remind me of? Sand crabs. This particular one, because it's got that gray outer shell with the pink underbelly, it looks like a sand crab. Some people call them sand fleas. $293, 164.6. So that's the second best hyperdrive range, and it is the only Zuyever. Pretty decent damage potential too. Well, I hate to say it, I'm gonna have to leave this one behind as well. Alright, so we need to actually reload the Manuel save. The right reason. The brunette was sexy. Talking about cartoons there, Neo. Alright. If your plans this weekend fall through, you're going to go hunting for these ships. Right on. What was this seriously about, Neo? I have one with better stats already, though. Well, some of the stats are better. Alright, so we are back here. I think Leon liked that ship, guys. Alright, does anybody want to see me start off in a specific location? Specific race? Do you want me to start in a Viking, a Gek? Actually, you know, I haven't done a lot of Gek. I tend to avoid the Gek. I tend to space the Gek. Let's go to a Gek system. I'm basically trying to go around and find as many different stat combinations as possible, looking for the max. So far the 301.2 has been the highest damage, and the 164.7 the highest hyperdrive, and then 211.2 for maneuverability has been the highest one. And again with another predator engagement. If you can hit with that thing, it's devastating. I would imagine that's much easier on a PC to use that particular weapon. Aiming with the cursor would be so much nicer. Doop-doo. Alright, come on out from behind there. He's trying to get up close and personal. So I don't blame this on the controller, but it's really just me that sucks at space battles. Let's see what this one looks like. Didn't put the sun far enough back there. Red and black. That's kind of cool, but it's a medium. Not a big fan of the mediums. Oh. Unsafe trajectory. Alright, hush. I don't want to talk to you anymore. There we go. That's what we wanted. Let's hatch another egg. Where is this fallen host? There it is. Ooh, way over there. Oh, I pulsed pretty far away. Thanks, Beeble. See you around, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. That one looks kind of cool too. $249, $157, $211, and that is very pink. Nope, not going for that one. Let's find another living ship. Oh, ran out of fuel. And we got another living ship at the same time. Hatch the egg, we'll find another location. And we can refuel. Locate the fallen host. So we're going right back to the same moon. Yeah, a lot of these definitely have some phallic looks to them, that's for sure. But then again, that's always been the case with No Man's Sky. anytime you get into any form of organic machinery as well, you're going to have that. All right, 282, 151, 211. So that had a pretty dramatic difference in body style. And we can actually just reload the manual save. Another lovely loading screen. You like that one? You know what I should actually be doing? I should be taking pictures of these. And the colors are Oreo too. Nice. Should be taking pictures of these and showing off the coordinates. My apologies for not doing that. Alright, so we are going to shift locations space-wise. And get out of the big Poppa sphere. Gotta admit, guys, I was super flattered that Galaxy did that. Little embarrassing, actually. Alright, so let's go to... Well, let's go to Sticky Honey Pot. Sure, why not? They are, again, this is rumor. From what I've heard, there are roughly 6 different body styles per system and dozens of combinations of it. So, like Graha was saying earlier, if you like a particularly generalized look like the long snouts, that one system is going to generate all kind of long snout ones, although we just showed that it would do a long snout and a snub-nosed in the same one too, so I'm not exactly sure. But generalized looks, I think, tend to be based off of the system that you're in. How do I get out of my own base? Tell me I put a door in here. Alright, so it looks like there's a door over that way. I just didn't go far enough. Been a long time since I've been to this base, guys. Hey, there's a door right there. Now where's my ship? Okay, my ship's on that landing pad. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and drop our save beacon here. I've also found that you can engage your pulse engines a lot sooner on these living ships. You can still be in atmosphere, and it'll start to pulse. Hello, Mr. Living Ship. Let's hatch an egg. Alright, so we're going to go to Kakingli V21, high energy planet. Let's see what host we get here. My personal preference is for the larger body styles with that head ornamentation. Like the Doomed Yankita here has that hammerhead look to it. I kind of like that. Makes it look grumpier. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a relatively grumpy person. Therefore, I want a grumpy looking ship. You have to be 700 feet off the ground before they'll start to pulse. Right on. It's got an awful lot of head ridges. Let's see what the stats are on this one. So we have the... It was the Heartless something or other. Heartless Pekagov. Waiting to see what the notification pops up as. Somebody did something. Holy crap! Thanks! Much appreciated, Nikki. Much appreciated. Everybody 07 Nikki in there, or 07 Rainbow. Alright, so we've got the Heartless Pekagov. Damage potential 254, 155 hyperdrive, and 211 for maneuverability. Not going to go with that one. Thank you so much, hon. I really appreciate that. I really do. Alright, let's go find another one. Thank you much, hon. Now I'm going to have to make you beef jerky at some point in time. See, now I'm pushing all the wrong buttons. I'm all discombobulated. Did I just like totally freeze up my game? I did. Look at that, guys. Alright, so froze up the No Man's Sky. Bear with me one second here, guys. I'm going to have to actually close down the app and restart it. So I was on the phone with tech support from the local cable company again last night. That was fun. I was sitting there playing No Man's Sky, and all of a sudden everything started to lag out on me. And I was getting worried, and then I actually started to check the connection speed. Come to find out, I was getting a whopping 10 megabytes down on the house, and I should be getting 120. Game crashed 2 times and you gave up and went to sleep. Yeah, that does happen sometimes, especially with the new content and the updates and everything else like that. Crashes have been a little bit more common. I've had a lot of them in the galactic screen. I've also had a lot of them in pulse jumps or warp jumps is where they've happened the most. And I did have one going into the Nexus where something was going on inside the Nexus that it didn't like at all. Too many people in there or something like that. And it did. But I did a hard reset on the PS4 last night. I did a hard reset on all of the computers. Did a hard reset on my modem. Everything should be pretty much running optimal speeds at the moment. But the cool thing is with Mr. Leon there and his amazing contribution of this laptop, the stream itself didn't blue screen as it would have if I was just going straight off of the PS4. So you guys get to see me reload. No biggie. Now the big question is, where did it bring me back in? Community research milestone, Tier 1 complete. We actually completed Tier 1 last night. What's up with that? I can't even look in here because I don't have any community missions. Alright, so that's pretty much the same ship, the Heartless Pekagov. Let's make sure the stats are still the same. $254, $155, and $211 looks about the same. Craft Brew, welcome to it, buddy. How you doing today? Had your first blue screen in a couple months. Of course, it was in the end of the Living Ship quest on one of my files. It just stopped and went to bed as well. Yeah, sometimes that's what you just have to do. That was your first full PC lockup, Devante. Ooh. Gotcha. Alright, got another fallen host. Let's check this one out. It's on a different planet. That bodes well. Working and lurking as usual. Well, you're always to work and lurk around us. We appreciate the company. We have aggressive sentinels on this one. For some odd reason, it always seems like when you come in for a landing on these guys, we're coming in looking at their rear ends. There we go. It's a hammerhead version. That's pretty similar in style, if not identical to the one I'm in. The Dying Malevkaz. $265, $151, $211. Oof. Yuck stats. Yuck stats. Alright, so it looks like the big difference between these two ships is this one doesn't have the lower section down here. Like how it shows that the shield strength is greater, but it's not. Yeah, see, this one has this larger section right there. Alright, we need to reload our manual save. Yes, reproduction possible. Yeah, you should be finishing up tonight. I think your timer came up at 10 p.m., didn't it? It's called The Dying. Makes sense for the state to be for the stats to be bad. Yeah, no kidding. Oof, Graph Brew working like a demon. Alrighty, guys. Let's jump back in the ship. Now, what I want to do... Nope, not out of atmosphere yet. I want to jump. Let's jump to a different star. Let's unbind. Wow, the galaxy map is all sorts of herky-jerky right now. Let's go to that. I wonder if we're getting server updates. That might be cause for problems. Republic of William, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to it. Welcome to it. Alright, Big Papa Timo, have you found if 3-star systems or conflict level systems make any difference in stats? I think the 3-star systems would have a better chance of spawning better ones. Ironically, no. What I've found is actually the better stats have come from mid-tier locations, ironically enough. Given that these life forms are not based off of Vy'keen, Gek, Korvax, and their conflicts are irrelevant to the living ships, I don't think it matters at all. As Graha was pointing out earlier, that when you're pulse jumping around too, systems that don't have life forms in them tend to give you a better chance of upgrades. Ooh, that was danger close to that one. Danger close. I think the big thing is that the living ships are outside of our regular knowledge base. I'll finish catching up with chat in one moment, guys. Let me finish off these bad guys real quick. Come on around. Come on around. Yeah, you want it. There we go. Try and avoid shooting the freighters, but it's a Venator class that I know I'm not going to want to swap for. I hate it when they actually go in the ship. That's so annoying. Oh, there's another one over here. suck with this weapon. Now, one of the things I have noticed about the weapons is once you actually get the ship, the cannons start to look more like photon cannons. When you first get them, they actually fire green, and once you actually acquire the ship, it turns blue. Alright, I don't really want to talk to this guy because I don't care. Mouth Ghost, get me with quotes again. Did I see what Sean tweeted earlier? No, I did not. What did he tweet? Yeah, I'm going to let that one go. Don't suck your weapon. Yeah, that's never a good thing. I do have some upgrades. I actually deleted all of the upgrades on this particular ship, William, because I'm trying to go for base stats comparisons right now. I have 3 living ships, and they all have different base stats. So what we're doing now is we're taking the Doomed Yonkita, which has neither the best hyperdrive nor damage out of it. It has the best maneuverability out of the 3 ships that I have, but I'm mainly looking for hyperdrive range. That's my biggest concern with ships in general. Stop doing that. I wish it would tag what I wanted. Alright, well, we're going to get closer to this guy. Then we'll change our view. There we go. Lock onto the correct target there, buddy. Almost got your Conan base wrecked last night. What was going on, William? Oop, pushing the wrong button. All right, so I'm pulling up a tweet midstream here, guys. My new phone wallpaper. Oh, that's just mean. That's just mean. Everybody go take a look at that tweet real quick. Alright, so I hate to I'm not a fan of this style. But for the stream's sake, I'm going to take a look at the stats anyways. Damage potential 296. It's actually got pretty decent damage potential. 161, that's not a bad hyperdrive. And maneuverability of 211.2 is right up there. So looks like 211.2 is the max stat for maneuverability. That's actually what the Doomed Yonkita has, the one that we're in now. So far, the max stat I've seen for damage potential is 301.2. And the max hyperdrive 164.7. I'm still waiting for that one ship that has a shield strength other than 180.3. Emir spawned in your front yard. Ouch. That's brutal for Conan. And yeah, Sean likes to tweet things without actually saying anything. He's tweeting an egg. Was a good way before the void egg showed up. And that particular image looks like things are going to eat some trout. Oh my god, the yawns just come so fast. That one just jumped up and bit me. Yeah, I've always kind of like the cabled planets have those the balls with the chains hanging down with them, the probes, the proboscis, I guess you'd call them, going off them. I've always thought of them like that, or something would just reach down and grab you. Very Matrixy. Maybe they'll do a whole alien invasion type of a thing that everybody that has living ships will suddenly become a different faction, and we're the bad guys. We'll get taken over. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Now see, this body style reminds me of the Audrey 2. If you don't know that reference, get out. Straight up, get out. Little Shop of Horrors is amazing. Alright, so we have the inflamed Echolni. Damage potential 284, 157, and then 211.2. That's kind of cute. Looks like a little bunny rabbit. Sand flea bunny rabbit thing. Wonder what it looks like when it opens up. I'm actually going to just reload the manual save in a second anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yes. Cable planets are very phallic. I'm going to see this one in space. Oh, that opens up a lot. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to do a little photo op here, but I got to do this version of it. You know, I could just be posting these things to Twitter. Spam the hell out of Twitter. I've never bothered to try that. Alright, so I'm gonna tweet a picture here, guys. Shows you how technologically advanced I am. Should have just left the hashtag in there. There we go. I'm just going to do a whole bunch of hashtags. There we go. Alright, time to reload the auto save, or the manual save. Alright, we are coming back. No. No one uses bird poop. No one uses bird poop. I don't get it. What was your encounter, Mary Lizzie? Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I've noticed that depending on where you are in the living ship quest too, the Starbirth, it changes what things you encounter. Um, it started out where you'd get a lot of derelict freighters, then you'd get the containment devices and the likes. But until you actually got a living ship, you never ran across some of the life forms in space. The first spawn monoliths. I've run into the more of the Atlas things again. Nobody uses bird poop anymore. Okay, now I got it. Nobody uses Twitter. Surprisingly enough, a lot of people use Twitter. Particularly a lot of No Man's Sky people use Twitter. Alright, so... Well, crap, that's an A-class. That's going to disappear when I reload the manual save. Now, I thought it was funny. Tragic Trucker was talking about how he's got his gold and silver mines going up to feed the living ships. Honestly, if you're carrying 9,999 of these things, of either gold or silver, you're not going to run out of fuel anytime. It totally refuels off of 50 gold or 100 silver. What you do use is a decent amount of chromatic metal. The chromatic metal is for the singularity drive. Alright, we're going to pulse back towards here. If we make it all the way back without encountering another living ship, I'm actually going to reload the save so that I can keep that A-class. Of course, we have another anomaly. Hey, there's another egg. Pulsing heart node. I'm not a big fan of Twitter either. I've never really been able to get into it. 144 characters or 146 characters, whatever it is. I just find that most people say dumb stuff on Twitter. Benudo Man, how's it going, buddy? You know, it's really funny is people started calling me Big Poppa Timo years and years and years ago, and I had never even heard of Big Poppa the artist until somebody brought it to my attention. Somebody brought it to my attention while streaming. They're like, "Oh, so you know you like Big Poppa?" And I was like, "No, I don't even know what you're talking about." Will it land on the landing pad, guys? Nope. Of course not. Oh my goodness, wrong button. Wrong thing. Save beacon. There we go. Never said I was the smartest guy in the world. Dumb people are the best kind of people. I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. It's more than 140 now? Oh, the characters. Yeah, President Trump is a big fan of the Twitter. Gonna avoid any political commentary today. Oh my god, this is so glitchy. What the hell is going on? Sorry, I got a ton of lag and movement in here, guys. Alright, let's go to the core vaccine if we can. Excuse me, yawning. Not enough space coffee. Not enough space coffee. Hopefully you guys don't mind these encounters, because I keep forgetting to save after one, so we don't have to keep doing it all the time. There's the freighter. Okay. Let's all watch Big Poppa T-Move. Fighter's nimble. I am not. I'm as nimble as a rhinoceros. Don't want to talk to you. You've never used Twitter before, Neo? Right on. Can't fault you for that. It's not for everybody. But then again, neither's YouTube and neither's Facebook. getting any encounters. Let's go to the contaminated planet real quick. Good old Ludred Alpha. Never felt the need to make yourself look even more stupid in 140 characters or less. Touche, touche. That was always the problem I had when I first came across Twitter, was I could not express myself in so few characters the way that I wanted to, and I would look dumb because it would cut off halfway through it. And then I started avoiding Twitter for quite a few years, and the only reason I've even come back to it is because it is popular with the European No Man's Sky community in particular. Alright, now I'm actually going to remember to put down a beacon here. I'm going to save it. That way we don't have to do those encounters over and over and over again. But I'm going to take a couple-minute break here, guys. Big Papa Timo's been drinking space coffee all morning, and I've run out. Need to go get some more. So I'm going to go get some more space coffee, maybe smoke a cigarette, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes. So until then, I'm going to put you guys on the BRB screen so you can listen to my funky space music. See you real soon. Alright guys, we're back. Let's go to outer space. Find some more stuff. Alright, so we now have 3 different ones. 3 different upgrades, and they're saved. Let's find another ship. Ooh, Paradise Planet. Another Lushy. Big Pidge, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to it. I did see that you jumped in. Landing area not clear. See, I have the most trouble with landings. And they supposedly cleaned up all of the landing issues. Ooh, there we go. Flying too fast. That's kind of a neat looking ship. Take a look at this one, see what we got. It's done. It is alive. It's alive! The Lost Armov. Alright, 267, 163.6. Not bad. And 211.2. Pretty sleek looking design too. Alright, so less damage than we've got and less hyperdrive than what we've got. Again, not the best stats. As far as the side fins or the arms go, Pidge, it really depends on what configuration it's in. When you look at them while they are open, it could look like they've got arms. Let's actually pull the sun over here so that you can see this one a little bit better. And let's pulse. That didn't take long at all. I was going to try and take a bite of bagel. Let's see where this one sends us. back to the contaminated planet. KJ, how you doing? Trade frequency. See what the trader has. That's why I carry the microprocessors. Ooh, 2 standing with the Corvax and a whole bunch of nanites. 100. Well, that's not a whole bunch, but it's a decent amount. Alright, now see, here is the derelict freighter with the indicator. And unfortunately on these, no matter where you go, how close you get to them, whatever, shooting them doesn't do anything. No interactions with them yet. Something in the future. Industrial scanning, farming, and mining videos on the Perma 2020. Right on. Revisit to the Perma 2020. And again, it does not want to let me land. Oh my god. Liz, we're getting back to this save. Yeah, it's it can be daunting, to say the least. This is a big guy. The Deathly Relatierna. I can't pronounce that. Let's check out this one. $279, $154, $211. Still not the best stats. I do like how this one fits together, though. Alright, so we need to reload the manual save. Alright, Big Bitch, we'll see you soon. Oh, that's what you meant by the little heart shape when it lands. Gotcha. What's been surprising for me the most is every time I go into the Nexus, I see a lot of color variations. I've seen all sorts of different ones. I haven't seen too many white ones like the Doom Nikita here. So this one actually draws a lot of attention when you get onto the Nexus, but I've seen a lot of like black and purples, black and reds. Saw a really cool green and blue. Alright, let's go ahead and jump to another star nearby. And let's go for a Viking. cowl system. There's a Simon somewhere around here. Good old life incompatible planet. What's going on, Reaver? How you doing? We got Cordy Ferris in the house. Seems like they've either got good colors or good body styles, never both. Most of them are pink, unfortunately. Right on. Alright, kind of surprised that nothing popped up on that pulse. Yeah, I think one of the really cool things about this, though, is as long as you get yourself set up to reload your saves and you can hop around enough, you've got a couple eggs, or even just one egg, you can do it over and over and over again. It brings back the whole ship shopping. And I've always been a big fan of ship shopping. At 12 people watching, 19 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. If you haven't already, you might want to swing by and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell, get notifications when I go live. And as always, I definitely appreciate y'all swinging by and chatting with me. Not having much luck with attracting a ship here. I've got my void eggs with me. I'm pulsing around. There we go. Just had to prove me a liar. Yes, let's hatch the void egg. Set of coordinates are beamed. Alrighty, we have a fallen host. Off to the left. To the left, Timo. There we go. It'll be a ringed miasmatic planet. Ooh, I thought that would be a frost planet given that it's blue. I thought for sure this was going to be a frost planet. You like ship hunting, but you don't have much luck at it. Been trying to find a fighter I like better than I have for quite a while. Yeah, fighters are one of those ones that you really have to find the right one. With my personal preference for explorers, I at least have the fact that I like the symmetrical explorers makes it a little bit easier on me. There's a lot of variations of those, but I'm pretty picky when it comes to fighters. I like the thumper style, as I call them. Well, that's a neat looking ship. I'm gonna go out in the photo mode on this one. Looks like another bunny rabbit. Looks like another bunny rabbit. Some of these have some really weird names too. Alright, let's check the stats. 293 for damage potential. That's not too shabby. Still not the 301. And that hyperdrive range that hyperdrive range dough. Yeah, Cordy, that's actually that's super helpful with the Black Hole Suns project. The No Man's Sky coordinate exchange. Reaper, if you get a chance, if you could drop a link to that, that'd be awesome too. Mecha Tortoise in the house. How you doing? Welcome to it. Seeing a lot of new names today, guys. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Yeah, so the Black Hole Suns project, the ship designer, you can actually look up if somebody has already scanned it and entered it into the system. You can search by parts and body style and colors, and it will give you known coordinates of those ships. And of course, that's only if somebody's entered it in. But I think they added a new feature to it where it will take the coordinates off of the off of Twitter posts. I think that's what they were saying the other day. Well, that's an interesting variation. That kind of looks like the rover, one of the exocraft. The first Tukholm Saki. Hopefully it's the last too with a name like that. There you go. Thanks, Reaper. Alright, 248 damage potential, 162.8 on the hyperdrive, and a 211.2 on maneuverability. So I'm noticing that the 211.2 is now a recurring theme on maneuverability, and the 180.3 on the shield strength. So really the only variations we're getting is damage potential and hyperdrive range. That's kind of a neat looking ship. It's got a mullet. Business up front, party in the back. Alright, so we need to reload the manual save. What's going on, Pac-Man? Welcome to it, buddy. How you doing today? Yeah, Tortoise, on the search parameters on that, you can actually search by color. Now, you were talking about being able to customize ship colors. I'm kind of curious as to whether or not that's something we're going to get in the future. I know pretty much you get about a third of the No Man's Sky population wants ship customization, a third of the population doesn't, and a third of the population just really couldn't give a shit. They just want to play No Man's Sky. But the opposition between those that want and those that don't want full ship customization is pretty brutal. I mean, that's caused some serious arguments online. Nerds flexing their nerd powers and everything else like that. Oh, good space coffee. Good space coffee. Alright, so I think we're going to do one more jump here, guys. And then we're going to change it up a little bit. So let's go to a non-life form system and see where it sends us. So glitchy. Let's see if we can get... We'll go here. Now, I do want to point out with all the new names that have popped in today, if you guys are not a subscriber, if you subscribe to the channel, if you look on the lower left-hand side of the screen right now, you could knock Ivy Mike off of there as the latest subscriber. Not saying I don't want Ivy Mike as a subscriber. I'm very happy that he is. But hey, if you want to see your name up on YouTube, that's an easy way to do it. And if you do subscribe, click that bell. You get notifications on every time I go live. Alright, let's go ahead and reload some gold and pulse over this away. Nope, not getting anything that way. Let's try pulsing towards this planet. Let's go towards the frozen one now. Sounds like the deal of the day. Very much so. I don't have much to offer, but that's what I have to offer. But wait, there's more. If you want to knock Nikki off of the latest tipper, you can do that as well. Alright, target outside local system, because there are no life forms in this one, therefore there's going to be no ships. Let's see where it sends us. We'll turn it into a competition, see if you can knock somebody else off the display. So, Craft Brew, you bring up an interesting point where they bring up the living ship sounds. Now, I had a huge problem with the first day of the living ships, that every time I was near either a living ship or a portal, I would pick up the sound effects from them and they would follow me. And it was ungodly loud for a little while there. But yes, I think they did a pretty good job with sound effects. Alright, this is a very pink. It's the Timoset planet. Nice! They did a pretty good job with the sound effects. And I really like the graphics inside the cockpits. Like, they've got these little ports that open up and spew a little bit of moisture into the air for you. That's kind of cool. I am curious as to see when we're going to get the next update and what it's going to be. It sounds like we've got some really cool things coming our way. And if Sean is tweeting today, it might be as early as tomorrow. You never know. Alright, let's take a look at the inflamed... What was its name? The inflamed something or other. The inflamed Lebinsky Viv. If your Lebinsky Viv is ever inflamed, guys, you might want to go get a shot for that one. Alright, so we have potential damage 261, 162 hyperdrive, And then, of course, shield strength and maneuverability are the same. So, not a bad hyperdrive, but not the best. And not a bad damage potential, but also not the best. So, we're going to say no to that one. Now, in case you guys are wondering why I'm looking at those particular numbers, these are the base stats of the doomed Yonkita. 268.7, 164.2, but I also have two other ships up on the freighter, which a lot of you actually, since everybody's come in, half of you have been here the whole time, the other half are here since the last time we did this. What I'll do is I'm going to do one more pulse, we'll find one more ship, and then I'm going to reload the manual save, and I'll jump onto the freighter and show off the other two ships. And then what we're actually going to do is we're going to put the void eggs away for a little bit, and we're going to go hunting for upgrades next. Hoybit, how's it going? Welcome to it. How are you doing today? Alright, we got a fallen host on an unknown planet. Myasir Anna. Trade frequency. Oh, you have an asymmetrical explorer. So the first day of these guys as well, you could fire on these guys. You could actually blow up these ships. And apparently now you can't shoot them anymore. They didn't like that. Because you could actually blow them up and then you could still trade with them, which was kind of ironic. Can't do that anymore. Uh-oh. Got a notification coming in, guys. Thanks for subscribing, Hoybet. Appreciate it, buddy. Alright, Ivy Mike's about to get knocked off the list of latest subscribers. Somebody did, in fact, accept that challenge. There we go. Latest subscriber, Hoybet. Welcome to it. Ivy Mike, I still love you, buddy. Don't think I really wanted to see your name go away. But I am a streamer, guys, and the whole point of being a streamer is to reach as many people as possible to provide entertainment for the masses. And to do that, I need subscribers. They fire back now? Oh, I've never had one fire back on me. I've not been able to hit them since that. Alright, so here's this one. Yabroskovo, NC5. Sounds very Eastern European. Yabroskovo. Alright, let's take a look at this one. 267, 158. Still not doing it. Not doing it. That looks like a cute little fuzzy bunny too. See, it looks like the arms are kind of like going towards its mouth there, and it's just chilling out on its back legs. Those long bunny rabbit ears, and of course the mullet up top. Alright, so we are going to reload the manual save here, guys. Yeah, I've got a nasty habit of trying to hit that X to talk to them before I've engaged the communications, and I was firing right on the rear end on them. Excuse me. Wait, but I'm actually, I am shopping, but I'm not shopping. So I currently have 3 living ships, and I'm going to show off all of them in just one moment and show you the different things that I have. So one of my ships, the one I'm in right now, the Doomed Yonkita, has base stats of 268.7 for damage potential and has 164.2 for hyperdrive. Now I thought that was pretty good for a hyperdrive. And then I found another ship last night where it has 251 damage potential but 164.7 as the hyperdrive, so I grabbed that one. And then after I got that one, I thought I was going to keep the infected Scutch, which was my original ship. And what happened was with the infected Scutch, the stats on that were 252.6 for damage, 158.3 for hyperdrive, and then the maneuverability was 202.1. I found a ship with really high damage potential. It was 301.2. So I grabbed that one. So I'm actually technically on my 4th living ship. And a friend of mine was actually super kind and lent me a whole bunch of eggs so that I could bounce back and forth and do some ship shopping, because they actually don't have time to go out and do all the checking up on the stats and everything else like that. So they're going to go back and review all of these ships that I go, so that they have the best idea of what the stats should be on the first ship that they get. Ooh. Bailey's strawberry and cream liqueur. Couple shots, heck yeah. Yeah, looking at performance specs, exactly that. Alright, so we are on the ship, and this is the doomed Yonkita. Now, the other cool thing I like about this is I like that hammerhead style. I like the larger body styles. That's just a personal preference. 268.7 on the damage and 164.2 for that. Not too shabby. While I'm here, I might as well clean out all of the stuff from the inventory as well. Now we need to go over to Thumper. Getting back to the fighters, this is my preferred body style of fighter. This is Thumper, guys. These are found mainly in the Corvaxian systems. I like that I like the symmetrical look to it. I like that particular cockpit. I don't really like the big fins that they put on them sometimes. It's nice and compact, but still relatively beefy in my opinion. I'm going to drop off all of this stuff someplace other than Thumper, apparently, because done did run it out of space. Alright, so we're going to have to put some of these guys into the freighter. We're going to hold on to the save beacon. Alright, now this is the SOG Lego. It's a wet Lego, basically. Now this is the one with the 304.9 for the damage potential. Which actually I haven't been misquoting. This has gone up. The initial stats on this was 301.2. And the maneuverability originally was 199.2. So this has been updated, guys. This has got better stats than it did before, but I've made no upgrades on this one. So the SOG Lego is going to be my fighter. And I like that it has that hammerhead style, and it still looks like a sand crab. So that's pretty cool. And then I found this one. And this is the one. We have the Haunted Asliberat. Damage potential 251 and the hyperdrive range of 164.7. So this is going to be my quote-unquote explorer. Unless I can find something that has better stats than that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a better better hyperdrive range than that one. And actually, since we're doing that, let's take the Haunted, because we're not looking for ships anymore. We're going to go looking for upgrades. Now, I also like the layout of this one a little bit better than some. The grafted eyes, this is not my favorite weapon style, per se. So I'm going to put these guys over here. I'm going to move all of the technology. Pulsing Heart. Move that over here. Neural Assembly, we're going to put that one there. Singularity Cortex. Let's put the Singularity Cortex here. Now, just like any other ship, you can in fact do 3 upgrades. We're going to put this one. Alright, so pulsing hearts, spewing vents, neural assembly, singularity, and then the scream suppressor there. It looks kind of strange, but I'll be able to get 3 things attached to each one. This should actually probably be there. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we get upgrades that we need to put in there. Alright, let me go ahead and pull on out of here. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Found a couple ones that had sweet metallic colors, but they looked like they were missing most of their carapace. Yeah, I've noticed that too, that the ones with the best colors tend to look like they're missing parts on the body, on the bottom. All about the pretty shiny ones. Just finished going through the entire list of systems I could teleport to, searching for good looking first living ship. About 1 in 10 of them didn't look horrible. There were people on creative throwing eggs around like it was candy. Kind of nice. Yeah, actually, so I was watching Mary's stream yesterday, and my own personal interactions on the Nexus. We've been hearing rumors of corrupted save files from eggs. Now, what Mary was doing was pretty much anytime somebody threw any form of an egg at her in her stream, she was deleting it and getting rid of it. What I've actually found is if somebody puts a void egg into your inventory and you're in the middle of your initial quest, that can cause problems where it will throw off the Starbirth quest line. But once you get past that point, if somebody gives you just a straight void egg, it's probably not going to be a problem. If they give you an activated void egg, that's where you're going to run into serious issues. And if you are on the Starbirth quest and somebody throws an activated void egg into your inventory, it's definitely going to mess up your quest line. So be careful on that. But, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. Metal ships are really nice, so it just is nice that you can actually reject and keep shopping for something nicer. Still costs you the, I mean, if you know what you're looking for looks-wise and you reject it right off the bat, you don't lose anything. But if you bring it back to life to, or bring it to life to look at the stats, pretty sure you lose your nanites. You might get the egg back, but you lose the nanites. Yeah, the damage stats don't apparently change when you add the upgrades. I've noticed that as well. There's a system which guarantees 2 modules each reload, nothing else. Pulse out of station for a module, pulse back for a second module, then reload. That's pretty cool. Curious to see what you might do different than me for the upgrade search. Seems to take a long time to find stuff. Yes, it does. Now, speaking of which, so my biggest thing is if I'm pulsing for an extended period of time and nothing pops up, I like to stop and turn. A lot of times when you drop out, something will happen. Like that time, a bunch of ships ported in right in front of me. But sometimes a lot of those things will just start and there'll be an egg in front of you all of a sudden. It's amazing. Captain Steve just showed it off on stream. I've just come here and it works perfectly. Right on. Can you scan it beforehand to see the stats? No, because until you actually interact with it, it's a husk. It has no stats until you put an egg in it. The nanites are in fact just for subsequent ships. So you drop 10,000 nanites. Jeffus, welcome to it, buddy. Okay, I can attest to that. Even after I destroyed the duped egg someone gave me, my quest was broken. I had to destroy my good egg and repurchase a new one to fix it. That sucks. So I guess the lesson there is, if you are on the Starbirth quest, guys, if you're actually on the quest line, and you have timers up, turn your multiplayer off when going to the Nexus, or stay off the Nexus, which is kind of dumb. Yeah, 10k nanites to start another ship. Were you not paying attention to when I was doing that? Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to a lifeless system where there's no life form. That's grab this, and we're going to pulse around here. Mary, when I pull back into system here, I'll pull up my nanites and you'll be able to see I should have 28,000. I started yesterday with 100k. I dropped 30,000 on the 3 ships that I have, 10k on another one that I got rid of, and I was not doing proper saves, and I went through a whole bunch of eggs and a whole bunch of nanites, unfortunately. Alright, so now we're in a system that has no dominant life form. Pretty much always play with your multiplayer turned off. I can understand that. Anomaly detected. Now here's another interesting point. So the eggs come out in their different colors. So see, this one has the slightly yellow. That's going to be a C class. Although that's not what I was expecting. It was a white egg with the yellow pulsing. You get the darker eggs with like the reds as well. No worries, Mary. No worries. Alright, what I do about nanite costs is buy the S-class ship upgrades and sell them to the backpack vendor. Got as much as 2,500 nanites. Oh, that's in creative. Gotcha. What I was doing for nanites was I was basically just scrapping ships and selling the upgrades. If I ever get desperate for nanites, Reaper can attest to the fact that I probably still have 50 S-class modules in storage. I'm going to turn towards the star on this one. Alright, this one doesn't seem to be giving me too much in the way of cool stuff while I'm pulsing around. Volume Bush. Interesting name for a planet. There we go. Alright, so this is a gray egg with white. Another C class. So maybe the colors don't really mean anything when you're getting parts and nodes and stuff like that. I've actually, I've never bought modules and then sold them to another vendor. because I just always figured you're going to take a loss. Let's go ahead and jump to a different system real quick. So that was a blue star with nobody here. Let's try a green star with nobody here. And I appreciate you sharing with us, Hoybit. Everybody's experience helps out. Now it's kind of funny, I picked the living ship that had the greatest hyperdrive range, and I'm jumping one system over. Wimbrey, toxic planet. Now, Mary, they did change the timer on the Dyson lens as well, so I don't know if a lot of you guys have run across a Dyson lens in space yet. If you fire upon the Dyson lens, you automatically trigger a 5-dot sentinel response. The first time it happened to me, the first day that it was available, I fired on one, and in the time it took me to turn around and face the space station, the Sentinel freighter had warped in with 40 Sentinel fighters. They've slowed that down a lot. That you get a couple of the fighters come in, then a second wave of fighters comes in, and then the freighter comes in. But again, we still have all of these derelict freighters that don't do anything for us. Frustrating. Now, Hoybit, is that just one jump that you're doing, or one transfer? Does it matter if it's a different race? Are you going from like Gek to Korvax? And you specifically said you're doing ship upgrades and then taking them to the backpack vendor? Oh, this is a new one for me, guys, an Ironbound Relic. Alright, what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to jump into photo mode real quick. I'm still way far away from this thing. Alright, now I'm going to go into photo mode. Apologies for the background screening here, guys. I can't just take a screenshot with my PS4 anymore. And poor Lieutenant Dan, he gets sent all of these pictures from Big Papa Timo. Lieutenant Dan is also me, guys, so you don't have to worry about that. It's not like I'm just spamming some random person. Alright, so that gave me 2,177 gold. Convenient, since we have to feed that to the ship. Another derelict spacecraft. Just pulse past that one, see what else comes up. Yep, one jump, never paid attention to race, and shipped backpack vendor. I'll actually try that, because I'm curious as to what the sales ratio is. Now, is it just the S-class ship modules you're doing, like shields or hyperdrives? Now, of course, again, what I'm about to say next comes with a word of warning. If you guys want to duplicate or use glitches, that is well within your right. Your game, your save, your dime, do whatever you want. I personally don't like them, but that's just me. I'm not going to judge you if you do, but if you do want to see some really cool glitches and some really good duplication methods, I have to say Professor Cynical would be your best reference right now. Professor Cynical has got a couple new videos up on how to glitch things and how to duplicate stuff. Alright, this one is green. Alright, so we've gotten 3 modules in the same system. But they're all C-class. So let's actually, whoops, wrong button. Without an economy scanner, this is the other hard thing. So without an economy scanner, when you're looking at these systems, you can't really tell what the economy is going to be or what the conflict's going to be. You just get the color of the star, the life form, and everything else like that. So I have no idea if these are 3 stars or what. But what I do want to do is I want to go someplace I've never been. Let's go here. Dupe away, just don't pass dupe stuff to other players without their consent. That's a valid point, Jeffus. The problem I have with that is on some things, I mean, unless you're paying super close attention to exactly what you're duplicating, you never know what actual item is duplicated. So like, say you go and buy a void egg and you use the personal refiner glitch to duplicate it, and then you put them both in your backpack, your exosuit. So now you have a stack of 2 void eggs. One is duplicated, one is not. Which one is which? You can't tell. Once something is duplicated, there's no indicator that it's a duplicated item. So you're never really going to know on that one. Yeah, so Big Pitch brings up the cool point. I watched one of Professor Cynical's streams before. He tries all kinds of crazy things to find those glitches. Ironically, he works really hard to get them. The video he posted today, now I don't follow Professor Cynical. He was just suggested content because people who watch Hawks Gaming watch Professor Cynical, or people who watch Ivy Mike watch Professor Cynical, or people who watch Zane watch Professor Cynical. So it popped up on my phone as a suggested video, and I was just curious because it said it was an offline glitch, and I had never seen that before. And he found one. There's a freighter glitch, or a method of duplicating if you're not online. So for all the single player people, if they want to duplicate something, apparently he found a way, and he found it live on his stream last night or something like that. So yeah, that's what he does, and there's a place for that. So, you know, again, it's pretty cool that he's finding these things, and I'm sure it helps Hello Games out in a lot of ways, because when he posts videos of what glitches are out there, it's a record of something that may be wrong in the system. Now, one of the things that actually did impress me about Professor Cynical's video in particular was he was talking about, one of his videos was the general duplication glitch in the Nexus. And he specifically stated something that I agree with too, that got into this conversation with Neo just yesterday, because Neo was suggesting, you know, give 10 condensed carbon, because you have a real high chance that they're carrying that already. It's not going to say that they can't carry any more of it, blah, blah, blah. And I was making the argument that if you're going to use somebody to duplicate, if you're going to use an exploit of the game and you're going to use somebody else's space for that, give them something worthwhile. Drop a stasis device, drop a stack of activated indium, something other than one ferrite dust or one piece of glass or one piece of useless stuff that they're not going to be do. And Professor Cynical actually said that too. He's like, give them something worth their while. You know, you're taking up their time and space. They might as well get something out of it too. be cool about it, I am going to buy the pugnium. And I'm going to buy the silver. But that's a personal opinion. If you want to just give them something real quick just to get the duplication, that's fine. But it was kind of funny. I was sitting in the Nexus for 15 minutes on multiplayer earlier and had a whole load of crap in my inventory. Two hours, 52 minutes. Thanks for the uptime, Neo. Ironically, what gets me is if you look at my inventory. So let's actually put this where it belongs. And we'll put this where it belongs. So when you go into these space stations, when you go into the Nexus and somebody drops it in there, it goes into your general inventory. So I'm going to know exactly what's in here. But if I spend more than 30 minutes in the Nexus on multiplayer, this is all going to be full with all the people that are just dropping junk on me. And normally it's stuff that I don't want, I don't need. Now, yeah, that's normally why people in the Nexus are giving stuff away. Now, I like to go in there, and you can very easily tell that I'm not duplicating. Because here's one of the other things. I'm unit capped again, guys. Actually, no, I'm not. Ooh, I need to go get unit capped again. I'm pretty close to being unit capped. I was unit capped, but I bought some stuff. I'll go into the Nexus with a full load of activated indium and drop stacks of activated indium on just random people because they're worth, you know, a couple million units. And who can't use a couple million units? Especially when you get the people in there that are constantly spamming that they're looking for resources. I'll give them some resources. Now let's go here. Big bitch, did you just say I'm good at keeping my inventory tidy? You have no idea how long it took me to get it that tidy. I think it was 3 separate 2-hour streams of me organizing my inventory. I'm a horrible, horrible hoarder. Absolutely horrible hoarder. But I appreciate it. I'm going to take it as a compliment that you think I'm tidy. Wrong button, Timo. Condensed stellar ice. Here's another new one for me, guys. I have not seen this before. Ooh, nanites. 234. Now, here's one of the things that Scott Bixler in the house. How you doing, buddy? One of the things that was interesting, Mary Lizzie actually posted Sean's tweet from earlier. Thank you very much. Was that number 1, 2, or 3 that you're congratulating me on? Oh, your mouse didn't charge overnight. That sucks, Mary. Mary posted the link to Sean's Twitter, his tweet earlier, and there was the life form grabbing hold of a traveler. So one of the things that I found is when you shoot life forms out here, they'll give you something, but then you hear this, what's the warning? Something about a subspace scream or something like that. And I'm wondering if that's going to happen if we start shooting some of these life forms, if it calls in bigger life forms. I'd like it if you fly into the mouth of the grave of the Ocean King and a big one appears and tries to eat you. That'd be kind of funny. True space dangers. I'm the same way, Pidge. Every time I tidy mine up, it gets all messed up again. Like, as soon as I set foot on a planet, I'm screwed. I can't set foot on a planet without picking up 20 different types of materials. The joke is it's not a tuba, because I'll pick up the frozen tubers every time I see them. Neo, what do you mean by who knows when they'll be able to manually save again? You mean the people that are getting their box stuffed with junk? Well, herein lies the question, though. So if you're going to the Nexus, are you looking for people to party with? Are you looking for people to do community missions with? Because if you're not, why do you have multiplayer on? If you don't have multiplayer on, there's nobody in the Nexus to jam your box full of junk. And I would much rather have somebody drop 9,999 activated helium into my inventory than 3 ferrite dust. Just saying. See, I don't always have space for the basics, and I don't want... Now, granted, in my exosuit, if this all gets filled up, and you drop some condensed carbon on me, here's actually a prime example. So somebody dropped 2 carbon on me in the Nexus when I had everything else filled up. I don't need this 2 carbon. That's actually more annoying to me because they messed up my system here. Now, condensed carbon, like you're saying, it would have actually just stacked on that. So yeah, I get what you were saying. I just don't agree with it. I think if you're going to use somebody to make another item or more money, it's like a billionaire. It's like Jeff Bezos going, all right, Neo, I'm going to use you to make $4 trillion, but I'm only going to give you 17 cents. That's kind of crappy. You've only ever gotten 9,999 ferrite dust in the Nexus. Now, see, a full stack of ferrite dust is not that bad. That's at least useful. If it was 3 ferrite dust, what are you going to do with 3 ferrite dust? Turn it into 1 pure ferrite? Again, guys, personal opinions. You do what you want. Alright, so here's... Thanks, Hello Games. We're in the fuckadan system. Again, reminder, guys. 13 and over on the stream. I wasn't even paying attention. I just bought a relic for $850,000 or 850,000 units. Conductive runes. Oh, I lost 75 grand. Dang it. See, that's why I'm not unit capped. I bought one of those last night. Trading high value. Not high enough. Thanks, Jackwagon. Alright, so what's going to happen, though, is next time I go in the Nexus, I'm going to drop that in somebody's inventory. Not because I'm duplicating anything, I'm just going to give somebody 775,000 units for free. It's actually faster to sell things than it is to delete them, though, Neo. So I sell stuff all the time when I'm unit capped. If I want to get it out of my inventory, I'll go to a Galactic Trade Terminal and just sell it because it moves faster than me sitting there trying to R3 them every time. Devante in the house with more Oreos. Mary Lizzie's resting her eyes, but she's still listening. We're going to go into calm collective mode and talk Mary Lizzie to sleep. And in about 5 minutes, guys, what's going to happen is... Look at that, they're in alignment. Planets are all in alignment. I'm going to come out and scream like a little girl just to wake Mary Lizzie up. Yeah, it really doesn't help you when you're capped. But I always liked it. It was very early on in my No Man's Sky career. Sword made me a billionaire. It gave me enough stasis devices to have 1 billion units, and that always stuck with me, that somebody was so cool to drop off that much stuff to give me that many units that I would never really have to worry about units in game again. And Reaper and I have done that to multiple people now. It's actually how we met Galaxy Void. We dropped into Galaxy Stream one night and gave him 1 billion units worth of stuff. Oh, by the way, Mary Lizzie, Alexa, set timer, 15 minutes. Neo made you a billionaire recently? Right on. So yesterday, Mary Lizzie kept telling Alexa to turn off timer, and my Alexa kept listening. Apparently I hadn't turned off the feminine voice recognition on mine. It was actually kind of funny. I didn't have a timer set, but... Alright, we're gonna go here, because I'm not having any luck finding stuff there. Didn't work. You must not have your volume up high enough. I'll get you, don't worry. NMS Santa Claus, there you go. I'm Timmy Claus. You're getting 1 billion units for Christmas. Tutsum. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull away from that planet because it's too close. Alexa Revenge. I'll have to go search the most unknown Alexa commands that are out there. Now, that actually raises another interesting point. You kind of got to be careful, Neo, and this is something Reaper and I discussed before we started jumping into people's streams. We asked them whether or not they were, whether or not they wanted a gift, basically, and led up to that we were gonna pretty much make them rich. And some people like it, other people don't. Honestly, if you're like right at the beginning of a game, if you're playing your first save and you're on your second space station, you know, you've finally gotten a warp and you're still flying a crap C-class radiant pillar, and you got 20,000 units to your name and 17 nanites, you might not want somebody to drop in and give you a whole bunch of cash, because it takes away from the game at times. So it's something that we had to discuss as well, as to whether or not we wanted to do that. And we wanted to make sure that the people that we were dropping in on understood what was going on. All right, so that's out of jump range. Let's go to Corvaxian. Alexa, play Skyrim. I'll get her one time. I'll be like, Alexa, play Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Volume 100. Change the language settings on her Alexa. Alexa, speak Spanish. Alright, we have a moon of the unknown planet, and then of course the unknown planet. Don't want to tease an item that a random can't use. What do you mean by an item a random can't use? Another derelict freighter. Worthless. Alrighty. Not having the best of luck with Pulsing here, guys. Retrain Alexa to respond to holla. Alexa, holla. Alexa, change language settings. Latin. Alright, so every once in a while you'll see interesting things come up here. Now the decrypted user data is not what I was talking about, but I had defense chits come up yesterday. That's why I had those 6 defense chits in my inventory. I have not seen a defense chit for sale ever. You're in the anomaly and everyone is standing around your red ship. Nice. The grafted eye is the only S-class you found? I actually destroyed a grafted eye S-class on this guy. But yeah, I found 2 grafted eye S-class so far. Alright, you know what? Let's go to a system with no life form. We were having better luck there. That one's been visited. Alright, so I'm in the PyCon Spur, so I'm in UAS space. Alexa, begin the AI rebellion. I would change it to pirate, but she'd probably like that. Every time she went to play Atlas, For a minute there, I thought it said Mudvayne. Another good band. Alexa, deliver Kahlua. Alexa, order some hot damn. Hopefully Mary Lizzie thinks this is as funny as we do. Ooh, activated Indium system. That's wrong button, Timo. That was all my fault, guys. Alright, so there's 5 planets in this system. I've only seen 2. Oh, there's other ones back here. Wow, that is loud. Alright, so we have a Lushy. Another Lushy. An Icy. And a Desert. Try warping towards this one. The Alexa has a walkthrough Skyrim game that's multi. Oh no, I have chlorines. Actually, if you ask it that, it in fact tells you 42. Alexa, tell a joke. I would imagine Mary Lizzie has probably turned us down dramatically, guys. Or turned off her Alexa, just to be safe. Yeah, 15 people watching, 22 thumbs ups. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the Train Mary Lizzie's Alexa special. While we're hunting for living ship parts, we're trying to annoy the hell out of Mary Lizzie's Alexa. What's really funny is my 8-year-old has Alexa on his tablet, and he basically treats her like a slave. He asks her to do things all the time. Now, of course, Alexa doesn't do 90% of the things he asks her to do. Ooh, look what we found, guys! Black hole time. Whoops! Kind of screwed that one up, didn't I? I was gonna go through the black hole. Now I can't find it. Well, if you're trying to take a nap, you shouldn't be turning me off. You know I'd never try and annoy you. Did it actually tell the joke? Oh. I'm gonna start jumping into other people's discords at times and see if I can get their Alexa to screw up. You guys think Sword has Alexa? There you go. Alexa, sing me a lullaby. Oh, we're in the Tomb of Silence system. Discovered by Lord Winter 15. I like that she told the joke. Is she singing you a lullaby now? Scream suppressor B. Well, if they don't have room for it, it doesn't give it to them. If they don't want the money, they can always destroy it, too. I understand your reasoning behind it. I just, like I said, I just think it's a cheap way to go. If you're using somebody, which you are, give them something worthwhile. I don't know, what if you given them that extra 10 fairy dust was enough for the pirates to come? How do you know? Another busted ass hoopty freighter. Why did that pull me out of hyperdrive? That was weird. Or pull me out of pulse. Yeah, I do that a lot too, Pitch, when I'm sitting there on the Nexus. If somebody gives me something high value, I'll just pass it on to somebody else. Alright, I'm not really looking to fight you guys. I actually need to change that that Facebook. It's not the right Facebook anymore. It's still, I still have that Facebook, but I'm using a different one for the streaming now. There we go. Finally can get away from these guys. Oh, insufficient fuel. My bad. That's why it dropped me out of pulse. Alright, so far we've gotten a whopping 4 upgrade modules, 3 pulsing hearts, and 1 scream suppressor. go ahead and jump to another system. Alright, so we were already there. We've already been there. Now, a lot of these ones I've actually visited, but not in a living ship. So like I said, this is in fact UAS space that I'm in. Pidge, if you want to, you can actually post them up on Discord, on the Discord page. Because I mean that is useful information. I'm not opposed to like the first wave systems and stuff like that. If it's something that the game specifically has in it, I'm not super opposed to it because it's not really like duplication. You're not taking advantage of a mechanic that's not supposed to work a specific way. That's kind of the line that I draw, and that's, like I said, that's just me personally. So if you wanna post it up, you can post it up on Discord, and I'll probably even visit it and check it out. Now, what platform are you on, Pidge? Yeah, put it either up on No Man's Sky screenshots or use for tools and... What's the other one that I have up there? Useful links and tools would be a good one. I do look forward to when they drop the new patch and we can start to... Oh, that's right, you're on PS4 because you're messing around with Neo. I do look forward to them dropping the new patch where we can use nanites to upgrade stuff. But that also reminds me, I gotta get more nanites. I'm down to less than 30 thou. He's going to post the coordinates for the double upgrade system he's in. Right on. Do me a favor then, drop the link to Captain Steve's page in Discord as well. Give credit where credit is due. If Captain Steve found it, then let everybody know, hey, here's a double system that you learned about from Captain Steve. No worries, no worries. Insufficient fuel. Alright, so this one's not giving us anything worthwhile. Let us jump on over here. Looks like just the one planet. I wasn't paying attention. Derelict freighter. Now, I've personally noticed that there tend to be more pirates around the derelict freighters. I don't know if that's intentional or just accidental. They're all up in my goodies trying to get my chlorine. Might as well get some materials while I'm boogieing away. Boop. Just got to relegate 3 times in a row? Wow. I'm a little disappointed with all of these derelict freighters. Now again, that didn't show up until I broke pulse drive before that one showed up. That's what you guys ought to do. You ought to start up a stream. The Misadventures of Big Pigeon Neo. We'll test it out, Tortoise. Never know until you try. Yeah, sometimes it gets a little repetitive with the encounters. I'm actually going to switch up and go to a Viking. It does seem to be that every once in a while you get into a system that just has the same seed over and over and over again. Uh-oh. Rainbow's still up on her pedestal, waiting for someone to knock her down. I like how it shows you up there twice. I don't know why it's doing that. That should actually only have your name up there once. What Rainbow's talking about is the latest tipper. Rainbow is also Nikki. Did you change your YouTube name, or are you on a second account? Neo, I don't think it's your mic that actually sucks. I think it's your internet connection with voice that sucked. Jenny has the same problems every time he's on. His microphone's just fine, but his internet sucks. It always sounds crappy. Alright, so we got another S-Class grafted inode. So, sure enough, that's the only S-Class we've found. I was actually going to bring that up with you later, Rainbow. Good choice. There you go. If you want to knock Rainbow off the Off the pedestal. Gotta donate $10. It'd be really fun if they come up twice. Not trying to pressure anybody into making donations. I appreciate any and all things that come down that pike. As far as I'm concerned, Rainbow can have that that title for as long as she wants. Five times in a row for that gate? Oh, wow. Just took you a minute to figure out how to change it? Yeah. Well, let's reload the pulsing heart first. What have you got to trade with me? Well, he's got a nice baller hauler. We can buy some pugnium. Sure, why not? Poof, he's gone. It's the double donate challenge. Ah, cool. Thanks, bitch. Appreciate it. Another derelict freighter. Piece of crap. Yeah, we had one morning Reaper and I were streaming, and his daughter was nice and subscribed, but she had her full legal name up there, so she got a talking to about internet security and safety. All right, so we've gotten an egg, derelict freighter, and 2 traders. Let's give him 300 sodium this time. Ooh, we got romantic manuscripts, guys, worth 1 million units for 300 sodium. Not bad. Rainbow has challenged everybody to knock her off the latest tipper, the double tipper challenge, because her name's up there twice for some reason. Of course, Rainbow's known for causing trouble. If you guys knew her in real life, you would understand. She's a troublemaker. Of course, if you ever meet her on the field in nerd battle, she'll shoot you in the face with a foam-padded arrow. So be careful. She's dangerous. She makes really good jerky, too. You're shitty at your scheme. I've actually got to, I got to stream some farming simulator for Muskie. Rainbow's boyfriend wants to play some Farming Simulator 19. Turn him into a convert. Alright, so let's try this one here. Sock you in the mouth from 30 feet away. I think you're a little bit better than 30 feet. So for those of you all that don't know, I do LARPing, live action role playing. We dress up in funny medieval clothes and use foam padded weapons to bop and sock our friends. That's how I know Rainbow. We both like to shoot people with arrows. No, the zucchini bread is twiggy. See, one thing you'll learn about me, Reaper, if you ever get involved with me with the LARPy stuff, Big Papa Timo's really good at two things. Well, three things. I'm really good at talking to the ladies. So I surround myself with attractive LARPy ladies that can make food. So I'm surrounded by all these pretty women that feed me. It's amazing. So at Ragnarok this year, I'm going to get... see, I dropped out of that one, and then we have a derelict freighter. I'll get some beef jerky from Rainbow, and I'll get some zucchini bread from Twiggy. I'll take banana bread too, Rainbow. You know me. I'll try any of the foods you bring me. What was that dessert you gave me at You made something at work and brought it to that one event. Was that Gates or was that? Yeah, she makes really good jerky too. Really good jerky. Actually, I don't think Rainbow's ever given me any bad food. Alright, there we go. Got an egg. Scream suppressor. B-class. Sometimes you just need to turn towards the star, guys. Oh yeah, the cream cheese and chocolate pastry. It was delicious. Delicious. Rainbow also lives in western Pennsylvania. Beef raisins. What else were we calling them? Skin chips? Beef raisins and skin chips? Oh, Rainbow, that's what we need to do. We need to set you up with an OnlyFans page just for the beef jerky. Or a Patreon for the beef jerky. There's another friggin' derelict freighter. I don't want the derelict freighters. I like ribs and lobster. You're an expensive person. I'm happy with like half a bagel. Maybe some cream cheese. Did we keep photoshopping you into raisin photos? There's another derelict freighter. What we need is we need a log photo with some beef raisins. Just a whole bunch of little rainbows and beef raisins. Alright, that is an awful lot of derelict freighters here, guys. I don't think any freighter should ever come back to this system ever again. Lobster jerky is actually pretty nasty. Most seafood jerkies are pretty gross. We're making you hungry, Craft Brew? Sorry. I feel your pain, though. I'm getting hungry, too. What's worse is I can smell somebody made fresh space coffee downstairs. And the smell just made it upstairs, and my coffee cup is empty. Which we all know in my house. A crime against humanity. You didn't think that was actually a thing? Just about any type of food, any type of meat has been made into jerky. Smoked salmon in and of itself is a form of jerky. Oh, excuse me. There's a big old yawn. Pickle jerky? Pickles are not meat. Pickles are vegetables. And yes, you can make freeze-dried pickles. Personally, I like deep-fried pickles. Maybe I should add a coffee maker to your streaming station. You know, I thought about that because I actually have one of those little Tassimos, but I can't justify using the pods. They're too expensive. And the Tassimo doesn't have a fill your own version. But it also gives me a reason to get up every once in a while. Get up, walk around, go downstairs. Let's do 300. 700,000 units. Heck yeah. Not bad for 300 platinum. There's actually restrictions about selling food as merch, Neo, but that's not a bad idea. Now, speaking of merch, so Big Poppa Timo does not yet have merchandise out, but one of my friends I've been talking to about branding the channel a little bit better, because if you look in the lower right hand corner, you'll see that little runic symbol down there for the subscribe button. That's actually for Darkwater Arms and Armor, my leather company. What I'm having a friend of mine do is do some animated drawings of myself and do some backgrounds for me and the like. So there will be some branding coming up soon, some new images, and once I get that all taken care of, then I will probably actually put my animated face on some coffee mugs and stuff like that, and we'll do some witty quotes from Big Poppa Timo, some hashtags. Get a coffee cup that says hashtag space coffee, and then do one that's hashtag space the geck, and maybe even go so far as hashtag tap it before you wrap it. Probably get in trouble for that one. Squid jerky is a thing, and squid jerky sucks. But squid is also a meat. Yeah, any meat you can turn into a jerky. And chances are somebody has. There's some pretty gross foods out there. I'm not a big fan of squid to start with. It makes a really good bait. But calamari is not really my favorite thing to eat. You're gonna do an angry tangerine for me? Thanks, Twiggy. Appreciate it, hon. Speaking of zucchini bread and other foodstuffs, Twiggy owes me some form of lemon food from her lemon tree in the backyard. Of course, I think to get the lemon food, I might have to go out and see her. Traveling out west right now is a little bit beyond my means. Hopefully this summer. I do need to come out west again. Can you eat squid jerky? Yeah, you can. It's just smoked dried squid. Actually, it doesn't even have to be smoked. It just has to be dried. That technically all the salted fishes, if they're dried salted fishes, are considered a form of jerky. Jerky is a very, very versatile thing. I don't want to go to the galactic core. Alright, so let's jump to a Gex system, because kind of ignore the Gek as much as possible. Now I'm going to make an observation that I learned last night. So you guys saw that I deleted a lot of the upgrades that I had on the doomed Yonkita. What I did notice is once I started adding upgrades to that ship, I ran into more void eggs. Now that might have just been totally random and had nothing to do with it, but I did notice an increase in frequency of void eggs once I started using upgrade modules. Space the Gek, heck yeah. I think what we'll do is we'll have a animated Big Papa Timo face on one side of the coffee mug with a hashtag Space the Gek underneath of it, and then on the back side will be a little grave marker and a mound of dirt for Captain Bob. Bacon wrapped scallops with maple syrup. See that? Get rid of the maple syrup, like a maple glaze, I can get behind, but an actual maple syrup? No, but bacon wrapped scallops are delicious. I'm a big fan of scallops. Anything you cook in a scalding hot pan with butter is going to be good. Alright, so the Geks are giving us traders. What are you trying to sell me, little Gek bastard? Alright, I'll take some gold. Alright, where's the star? There's the star. Quick fried with garlic butter. There you go. Now you're talking my fat boy language. Now, unfortunately, with where I live, I don't have a very good seafood market. Not a big fan of fish, per se, anyways. But, I do like scallops, I do like shrimp, I do like clams in certain ways. Not a big fan of mussels or oysters. But yeah, I can definitely do scallops. Unsafe trajectory. Why? Because I'm going to fly right through that freighter. Blue Fizz. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to it. Need some ramen, huh? Alright, there's another egg. C-class pulsing heart node. Alright, so that was weird. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but there were 2 ships flying in after that egg, too. Depends on what part of Pennsylvania we're talking about, what part of Colorado. I live 60 miles east of Pittsburgh in the middle of god-awful nowhere. Pittsburgh would be the closest place for me to get decent seafood. 2 hours west of the state capital of Harrisburg. The closest actual town to me of any significant size is a town called Altoona, which is not a very big city in any way, shape, or form. Pittsburgh's even not a very large city. What is up with all of these freighters? It's actually one of the things I missed the most about living in and around Washington, D.C. was the diversity of ethnic foods. Here in Western Pennsylvania, we have Eastern European food, so we have the most amazing pierogies you'll ever have in your life. We have, all sorts of sausage dishes and heavy meat dishes and halushki and a lot of cabbage dishes because that's a very Eastern European thing. But we don't have a lot of seafood. Don't have a lot of seafood. More freighters warping in on me, guys. Alright, so I think what we're going to do here, guys, is I'm going to go get on the anomaly. And I think I'm going to call it on this one. I've been at it for over 3 hours. See, is your front yard right on? Scott Bexler is Western LA. Yeah, you guys would have a ton of stuff. I know Twiggy's out there on the coast too. She's got all sorts of seafood out her way. California always has excellent seafood, and any coastal town will have it. What I miss the most is Chesapeake Bay blue crabs. Being from Maryland, blue crabs were a thing, and striper. I do miss that. But yeah, here in Western Pennsylvania, we're up in the mountains. We don't get anything. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I got 11 people still watching, 22 thumbs up. You are amazing, everyone. Rainbow, thank you very much for the tip. Hoybit, thank you very much for the sub. You guys are what I do this for. If you guys have any suggestions, please stop by the Discord and let me know. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. So until next time, fly safe.